In just 3 days, Donald Trump is going to be inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States. And what we've already heard and what we've already seen is that there will be some massive changes. According to reports, we heard just recently that Donald Trump plans to unleash around 100 executive orders after taking office. That is on day one. He is going to implement multiple changes. Now, today I want to explain one change that is going to happen, and it includes tariffs, but a new agency called the External Revenue Service. Why this is such a big deal and why this is something that we've needed for years. So I'll explain all this in just a moment, explain what is going on and how you will potentially be impacted in the near future. But all I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So yes, there are multiple reports that Donald Trump is planning to unleash about 100 executive orders over the next several days. This is going to happen on day 1 and day 2 of Donald Trump being in office. Now, what are these going to look like? Well, there's one that will likely be for a TikTok ban. There will likely be an executive order for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. There's going to be so many. Some of them are going to be for new things. Others are going to be rollbacks for what President Biden has already done. But here's the big one. Okay? Look at this right here. It says Trump says he will create an external revenue service agency to collect tariff income. Well, there's been a lot of pushback there because a lot of Democrats are saying, well, why do we need something called the External Revenue Service when it's already the job of the Customs and Border Patrol to go and charge these tariffs, right? These duties, these fees. Why do we need another agency? That's somewhat redundant, especially at a time when the Department of Government Efficiency is trying to ensure that 2 different agencies aren't doing the same job, right? They're not overlapping in one way. And they're trying to ensure that we can bring down the cost to run the United States. So does the ERS actually bring costs down? Well, not really. I want to explain why. According to reports, Donald Trump wants to target all the companies that are benefiting from sales here in the U.S. Okay? This includes TikTok. TikTok's not going to get a free pass here. If Donald Trump is going to do an executive order on TikTok, you better believe he is going to tax TikTok. TikTok is going to pay. Okay? They aren't going to get a free ride like many companies are already doing. This means everybody is going to pay. This means people in the U.S. will pay more because of the tariffs that are going to go on for any product that's coming into the United States. Now, here's what most people don't realize. There's a lot of American companies that have left the U.S., some of which haven't gone very far. They've gone to like Canada or Mexico. For instance, Burger King. I remember this one back in, I think it was 2000, it's probably like 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. Burger King ended up leaving the United States. They partnered with a Canadian company. Was it Tim Hortons, I believe? Anyway, so they partnered with a company out of Canada. And again, a lot of people say, oh no, Burger King, that's an American brand. Yeah, it was. It's actually a Canadian brand now. Then you got companies like 7-Eleven. Okay, and again, they're not a U.S. company, right? They were sold. Firestone Tires, right? Budweiser. Like a lot of these companies left the U.S. for multiple reasons. Well, now Donald Trump vows to either get them back or they're going to pay. Okay, because for the past several years, all we've heard is the millionaires and billionaires need to pay their fair share because they're not paying enough in taxes for Social Security, for Medicare, right? They're just not paying enough. We need to charge them. We need to make sure that they are paying their fair share. Well, now what Donald Trump's planning to do, okay, this creation of the External Revenue Service. How is this going to collect tariff income? Well, let's address that a little bit. Let's read a little bit of this article. Donald Trump says on Truth Social, we will begin charging those that make money off of us with trade, and they will start paying. Now, this is something that he said earlier this week. But here's what you need to understand. There's a bigger goal in mind. Donald Trump has vowed to shrink the size of the U.S. government. Says would be creating a new agency to do functions already handled by existing agencies, including the Commerce Department, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, which collect duties and revenues from other nations. So yes, the ERS, the External Revenue Service, is going to do what other agencies are already doing. But does this now put in question whether or not there's a need for the Commerce Department, or maybe we need to shrink it in size? Maybe the U.S. Customs and Border Protection is too big, doing too many other jobs. Maybe they need to just focus on protecting the U.S. border, right? And a different agency comes in and runs the collection of tariffs and duties and fees. What I can tell you right now is that Donald Trump is going to go after every single person. He's going to go after every single business, whether it's in the United States or out. There are many companies and many individuals. The Paul brothers left to go to what lives in Puerto Rico. Okay, many people leave to go to like Bali, and I have a lot of friends that they live in like Bali. They go to the Philippines, right? They go to different countries to get away from U.S. taxes, but yet they still do work here in the U.S. They get paid in U.S. dollars. A lot of them doing like drop shipping. Okay, they do content creation, whether it's here on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. Right, they do run these social media marketing agencies, whatever it may be. Okay, Donald Trump, and this is the warning that I've given him, is there's a chance Donald Trump is going to go after all those different individuals and businesses that are making money in the U.S., but pretty much getting out of paying taxes. Now, there's ways that he can adjust that. He can change that to make sure all those people, all those businesses are paying a little bit extra. And that little bit extra may pull us out of this deficit that we've been in for years. So what you need to understand right now is that, yes, this External Revenue Service, it just seems like another idea, but based off of what many experts are saying is that if this is going to replace other agencies and other programs, it makes sense. But if it's just an additional agency, it does absolutely no good, only costs us more money. So, here's what I want to leave you with. We are 3 days away. On January 20th, 2025, Donald Trump will be inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States. With that said, there's going to be changes. We are going to see some massive changes, some of which are going to happen on day one, some of which do not need Congress to even get approved to get these things passed. Other things, other bigger plans, the Trump administration is going to come in and they're going to make some changes. The last thing I want to leave you with, some of these changes could be good, some of these changes could be bad. According to experts, they're a little bit concerned because Donald Trump doesn't have to worry about the next presidency. He doesn't have to worry about a second term. This is his second term. So he's going to do everything in his power to leave a lasting legacy, according to reports. So we'll see what that means, but that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.